Okay, what I have prepared today is, I've jokingly said it's going to sound like the rantings of a schizophrenic person, but this is just some things that recently I came upon in researching different things, and I wanted to share. I think it's very important, and it's very apropos for just different happenings in the world and our lives. So please bear with me. I submit this as a stimulation to discussion. By no means is this a comprehensive lesson, but I wanted to share a discussion on an anatomical part of our bodies that God has created and how it relates very, very closely with our spirit. And the in Eastern medicine, there's a term called chakras, which I'm sure you all have heard of before. There's nothing necessarily satanic about it or anything like that. It describes energy portals by which places in our body where energy resides. And it is sort of where our body meets the spiritual realm for them. That's conduits. I'm not going to get into any of that, but there is a touch of that here because our bodies are physical, but our bodies are not only physical. We have the capacity. We carry the spirit with us. Our bodies are vehicles for our souls. So our souls do reside inside our bodies. Beyond that, I don't know. Like that's a big question I have. What I'm sharing with you today is my scrapings in trying to ponder this sort of thing, but more so as it pertains to practicality of how I can live better for Christ. Does that make sense?
So far, so good.
Okay, so here we go. Proverbs 4:23, and of course, with dimwit, I forgot my Bible. I'll borrow one here. If you would turn with me to Proverbs 4:23. If anybody knows it, you can go ahead and recite it.
Start it.
You got it. If you want to open your Bible, Mom, I'll call them out to you as we go. We can get you a little TV that we can broadcast to. Whoever's in the kitchen can have like a little screen out in the kitchen. Yeah, but you can't see it if you're in the kitchen. Okay, Proverbs 4:23. I'll go ahead and read that. Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the springs of life. Not flows. For from it flow the springs of life.
So
Okay.
just because Aunt Becky's got the King James, let me read it to
Please,
you.
and any of that, if you got a different version, read it, because I like to hear the different
Keep
angles.
thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life.
Okay, what is the heart? What is it?
The physical thing?
No, whatever. All answers.
The physical thing is what God created that pumps blood through your body.
It's a pump.
It's a pump.
What else? What else is the heart? Graham, what is the heart? Okay.
The center, the core, the heart of something is
Deceitful.
the essential part of it.
The heart of the issue.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also deceitful.
He's asking what it is, not what it does.
The heart is deceitful, it says in the Bible.
Yeah.
That's,
Could you say, when they refer to the heart in the scriptures, could you, this may be way off, interpret to mean the mind.
I love that, and that's where we're kind of going to a large extent. But yeah, we there's a distinction there, but they're very, very. They come in a package deal.
Going with what Dad said, the heart is typically the base want, right? When our heart is related to our flesh, it is deceitful above all things because it is our innermost desire.
It's feelings. The mind is thoughts. The heart is feelings.
So I've heard it described as there was a great, and I saw it at a point in my life where it was very formative, so I remember so much of it. We wore this VHS out, that was Mark Lowry, and he talks about the seat of the emotions is the heart. And he was also making this suggestion that some people think that in the Old Testament times, the seat of the emotions was the bowels. And, so he's singing, it'd mess up a bunch of country songs, don't tell my bowels, my achy, shaky bowels, whatever. But the seat of the emotions is the heart. We just got done with February, thank God. And in February is what I don't consider it a real holiday, but Valentine's Day, St. Valentine's Day is in February. And so we use this decoration we got everywhere as hearts, right? Why do we have a cardiac pump displayed everywhere? You know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit morbid if you think about it. We've now pulled all these hearts out of people's bodies and we're hanging them everywhere like a bunch of savages. Well, the reason is the heart represents the core of our emotions, the fullness of our emotions. I think that these are all very good answers. I don't think any of these are necessarily wrong. Ralph, I considered the deceitful heart, and I knew you were going to be the one to say that.
Of course, I'm the
and I
president.
think I'm not going to make this case today by any means, but as I was going along, that is on the minor, like there are way fewer verses saying that than saying here's what it can be.
Mm-hmm.
The heart's capacity for glory, for containment of God's presence, for use. That's where we're going to focus. I do have some verses that address what happens when, we go the other way. Because Jesus himself had a great section of words about that. Pump, yeah. Seat of the emotions, core of who we are, home of Christ for the Christian. You ask Jesus into your heart, right? What that means, like, that's a crazy thing to say. People who are non-Christians, like, what does that mean?
No, you go ahead. You're better.
Say it.
So we had a camper who did not want to ask Jesus into her heart because she'd had multiple heart surgeries. And she did not.
No.
She could not.
That's gnarly.
And where is that in the Bible? That's ask Jesus into your heart.
I think that it's a syntax. I think it's a colloquialism.
Okay.
I didn't look it up. I'm sure that what they are referencing is the verse in Romans of where we're kind of going. But I thought I'd put this there because this is like,
Okay. No, I understand.
especially for children. Would you like to ask Jesus into your heart? Okay, like that, and maybe we need to re-examine that. That probably would bear. Not saying that it doesn't have value. Not saying that it isn't accurate or isn't good. But that's one of those things that we just have said. Kind of like the rapture, but there's no real biblical mandate for the rapture.
Oh, come on.
Right. Anyway.
That's not.
That's
Thank you.
Be quiet, Nathan.
Thank you.
There's no big deal.
That's right.
Go ahead. What?
Ephesians 3:17, that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith.
There you go. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Revelation 3:20, here I am, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and be with that person and they with me. But it does not actually mention the heart, but people typically comment on that one.
It is interesting.
Thank you, Miles.
Yeah, there are so many verses. If you have a verse about the heart that you want to share, I didn't go comprehensive because I wanted, as people feel led, as stuff comes to your mind, please call it out. It's lots. There's lots. And so I touched on what came to my mind, what the Lord put on my heart, as I was writing this. So, all right, go with me here. Romans 10, 5 through 13. I'm gonna wait till she gets. Mom, I'm gonna read this so you can hear it. Romans 10, 5 through 13. For Moses writes about the righteousness that is based on the law, that the person who does the commandments shall live by them. But the righteousness based on faith says, do not say in your heart, who will ascend into heaven? That is, to bring Christ down, or who will descend into the abyss? That is, to bring Christ up from the dead. But what does it say? The word is near you, in your mouth and in your heart. That is the word of faith that we proclaim. Because if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For with the heart one believes and is justified, and with the mouth one confesses and is saved. Wait, what do you believe with? Your mind? Or your heart?
The mind believes facts.
We always hear about people, another thing we just say.
Yeah.
You know it, but you haven't internalized
You got that
it,
18-inch gap.
right? And so that's what this is saying, the difference between
Know and believe
know
are
and
very different things.
believe.
Yeah.
Right?
And this interplay, like the philosophy between these two, you've got like the School of Athens is a really good picture where we've argued about this since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
That this interplay, where is the line drawn? And I think that it's not completely cut and dry, but we know what the brain does to a point. We still don't fully, like scientists always are like, oh, we know, but they don't know. They know a fraction of it. But it's like the ocean. Like we don't really know what's down there. Probably the giants from Noah's time, all their skeletons got washed down there or something like that. But my point is that there's an interplay here that the heart, this is saying that the heart, now I didn't look into the Greek or any of that stuff. That's a whole nother thing. But to believe in your heart, the core of who you are, that sort of thing, is obviously important enough that it got translated there at some point.
Psalm 139:23
Hit me.
was what I was thinking about. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts. So thoughts are typically related to the brain.
Somewhat.
139:23.
You writing these down, Ralph?
I'm trying to. I've got it recorded too.
Okay, cool. I just want to get a whole reference chart. And then whatever the other one was that Miles said earlier.
That was
from
Ephesians
Ephesians
3:17.
Great. Thank you, Ralph. There's tons of them. There's tons of them in here. Absolutely audacious for me to try to do this, honestly. I was not prepared for this. Now, I'm not going to go into depth because I know everybody's familiar with Francisco Torrenquas's heliacal ventricular myocardial band theory.
Was that
So
a
I'm not
song
going
or
to
something?
I'm not going to go. I know you all are familiar with that.
Yeah, right.
So I'm not going to be a dead horse here.
Band theory.
Sure.
Is that the,
Um,
one of the
all
first
right, look at
bands?
this. Nope, wrong way. Getting busy here. Did I do it? Okay. Ezekiel 36:26. I know nobody here studies Ezekiel, so I figured I'd pick out a verse to familiarize ourselves
Towards
with
the end, there you
a
go.
portion of scripture that we don't do anything in anyway. And I will give you a new heart and a new spirit I will put within you. And I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. We'd already gone through that, hadn't we?
Not real well, but yes. We
Yeah,
did.
we had already glazed over that. In 1 Peter, Mom? I don't know.
Miles is busily.
Miles is
Thumbing
on
through.
top of it over here.
He's thumbing it,
He's
man.
got ChatGPT going on
All
overtime.
right.
This is Bible search is what I'm doing right now. First Peter. Got 2 Peter.
Okay.
Let me check 2 Peter. Heart of stone. Good number of verses in.
Isn't that a
2
rock
Peter.
song? About the hardest stone.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
No,
Why
Heart of
is
Stone is
this?
only in reference, specifically the term Heart of Stone, at least in ESV, is only referenced in Old Testament.
Okay.
Huh.
Mom, if you find it, let us know. We're coming up. Try it. What? Why is a heart of stone bad?
It's hardened, it's unwilling to change.
Break the fallow ground.
It doesn't,
It won't produce
Dead.
anything.
It's
dead.
It won't produce
It won't
anything.
move.
Yeah.
It's not
Like
flesh.
that.
It's
Yeah.
You're in heap of trouble.
Yeah. It's cold. It is non. Now this is where. Here's where the
Non-functioning.
schizophrenia starts kicking in. So
Okay.
you buckle up. It is non-conductive. It has no electricity going through it.
true.
It has no blood going through it.
Sure.
Okay. Now here's all right. You all have probably seen this before. There's not going to be a quiz. I'm not going to really go over it that much. But I want to show you this. I drew this hundreds of times in PT school trying to memorize it. Okay. You've seen it before. Pretty basic. Now what they show you when they do animations is we've got it coming in. Let's see, pulmonary from body. Okay, so this is your superior vena cava, inferior vena cava. This is coming from your body,
Mhm.
coming up. This is blood that's already carried and delivered the oxygen. It's coming back into the right atrium, squish into the right ventricle, squish out through the pulmonary arteries that goes to your lungs to get new oxygen put into it. It comes back in through the pulmonary veins here. Okay, so it goes out through here, comes back into the pulmonary veins, into the left atrium, squish into the left ventricle, squish out to the body to deliver. Okay? So we get this squish, 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 like a motor, right? So the drawing is simplistic. It kind of looks like that, right? It's not as simplistic as when we tell someone we love you on a card and we go womp, womp, right? It's not near that simplistic. But this is simplistic in that it's not like that. It actually doesn't even operate like that. And this is from Francisco Torrent, Guasp's heliacal ventricular myocardial band theory.
Okay.
Again, long name.
Is that
you don't have to
four
remember
time?
it. This is a guy, Francisco Guasp was a guy, a Spanish cardiologist who dissected over 1,000 hearts.
Okay.
Okay?
Holy.
In his study, he realized that our description of the heart, based on what we found previously by cutting the heart like a sandwich and opening it up, oh, there's four chambers, and this is what they do. It's not actually built like that. This is it unwrapped. It is one continuous band that is folded and looped over on itself.
Wow.
And so
Wow.
when that band contracts, it contracts in like if you snap a rope, the wave of contraction goes through it. What that creates, as you can see here, it vortexes the blood through itself. Blood isn't just squished from one to the other, it is a vortex. Blood is vortexing inside your heart. And via that, the theory is that it then vortexes through your veins. It spirals through your veins, which then explains why it can travel however many hundreds of miles of veins you have with such ease. Okay?
So the B drawing,
shaking the bottle. To get
the B middle drawing is what you're talking about.
This is looking straight on.
No, I'm talking about the way you've got it in the middle.
Yes.
That is fascinating.
Yes. This is a theory. This is a
just when
theory.
you were saying that and talking about all the different parts, and I only feel one. Well, if I hold my fingers to my neck, I only feel it one, which makes sense. It's one.
Now, when I was saying squish, squish,
Right.
squish, squish,
That's the order. That's not the,
it's
the way
the
it's done.
order,
Yeah.
and then theoretically it's all happening at the same time, like in a timing.
Right.
But and this is somewhat nuanced, this whole concept, but it still is a big change it makes a big change. This right here
Yeah.
was mind-blowing to me.
I have no idea.
That it is, and this is a drawing, but there's photos of it. Like this is how they dissect the heart a lot of times. They're like, well, this is going to be like how they pull it all apart. It is one long
You
band.
know?
No, sir, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm sitting here thinking about, so I have a
It's like
section
so.
of one of those bands that's
Damaged.
not moving properly,
Right.
but it's part of the whole. It's not just part of the
Probably when damage happens to one part of the heart, it runs down that line or back and forth. The RS, the LS, those things there. Like if the RS gets damaged, it affects the LS. I mean, you know what I mean? It'll affect what's next to it.
Anyway, sorry.
That is
I'm
amazing.
actually, I'm actually
Why?
like internalizing this here.
Yeah. Well, it is internal for you.
So here, you ready?
Okay.
So go with me here.
Okay.
This imagery here reminded me of something, and then I kept diving deeper. All right, so this is looking down. See this spiral? Isn't
Is that a
crazy?
Fibonacci?
It's like a Fibonacci.
Oh my stars!
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
so amazing.
Okay, so the next part. I'm so sorry. This is as far as I'm going with this kind of
I'm in
stuff.
my biology
So it's
class.
a cellular wall, sodium and potassium. You're familiar with this. This is how the cell wall works. Sodium and potassium change places in the muscle cell wall. This is a big deal. They have a lot of them. That's what creates the electrochemical conductive force. That's why when your heart stops, what do they put on you? And they zap you with electricity, right?
That is fascinating. That is
Again. So you're getting where this is where I'm electricity,
I got,
polarity, this spiral, and then we come up to something like this. Does this look familiar?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, well, it does for me.
Okay, so we're blood has polarity and charge itself.
No,
Yes. Blood has polarity.
it's not just liquid.
Yeah.
It's got polarity. Okay.
Blood has polarity and charge. Okay. All right. So here's where we get into. This is where we're getting into like. I promise we're going to come back to the
Rock and
I
rolling.
promise
You're
we're gonna
rock
come back to the
and
Bible.
rolling,
I'm
Nathan.
glad you're recording
I
this
am
because we're going to
sweating.
need to watch it
That
again
is just
and
amazing.
share it
This is
with
my
Carol.
final time being invited to speak. All right. This is Roland McCready is a psychophysiologist. Who
That
has-
means he's crazy. Psycho. He's psycho.
Yeah, I feel very condemned right now. So he's a psychophysiologist or physio-psychiatrist. He's something. He has a company called HeartMath that has come up with some really, really interesting measurements and findings about the heart. Okay? So the heart functions as a sensory organ with its own heart brain, a complex neural network of about 40,000 neurons that can learn, remember, and make independent functional decisions apart from the cranial brain.
No.
The heart has its own brain. Now, in addition to this, I want to point out that this is not unique to just the heart.
Yeah.
Our digestive system also has its own brain, which is a whole nother
That's
rant
when your
I
stomach
could
talks
give
to
you
you,
some other
Charlie.
time. If we suspect someone's cognition who's in their 80s or 90s, their cognition is going, something's wrong, and it's all of a sudden, what do we suspect?
A urinary tract
A
infection.
urinary tract infection. Why does that affect a person's cognition? Because at the bottom of the spinal cord, where the nucleus is for bladder and bowel control, there's another brain down there. It's a whole nother nucleus that's like another brain. And that infection really, really short circuits because it's not just brain down. Our body doesn't work just, everything happens up here and it sends signals down. It's up and down. Our heart is our brain. Our brain is our heart. The connections are so strong and the brain has its own functioning, but it does not require your brain for a lot of things. Okay, we're almost halfway through the crazy part. The heart's magnetic field, okay, this is real. The heart's magnetic field is up to 5,000 times stronger than the brain's magnetic field, making it the most powerful magnetic field in the body. Remember that spiral I showed you with all that electricity? And when that muscle fires, electricity is running through that muscle, that band of muscle, in a cyclone, because now it's wrapped, God has wrapped it up into a vortex. There's a vortex of electricity happening, and that vortex is pumping blood, which has its own charge, so it's creating an electromagnetic field here. The heart sends more information to the brain than vice versa. The electromagnetic field extends several feet beyond the body. The magnet wave that I send out extends out. Some have pontificated 3 feet, which if you want to wear some tin foil, when we were told to keep 6 feet apart during COVID, it was purposeful to keep us separated from each other and destroy our community fellowship, our human fellowship. That's real tin foil. But 6 feet is right on the dot for where these electromagnetic fields. This comes into play, and again, this is where we start getting into really kind of woo-woo stuff. I will say, though, I have experienced this multiple times in my life where I have come in contact with someone and I'll be like, "You're a Christian, aren't you?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" "I don't know." It's happened to my dad. I know lots of people it's happened. And sometimes you have that suspicion. You just get with you like, it's a gut feeling, right? A heart feeling. The heart engages in constant two-way communication with the brain, where heart signals often lead and can modulate or override brain activity to regulate emotions and cognition. Now, we're not just talking about, I get angry so my blood pressure goes up. That is a result. But what we're talking about is what's going on in my heart can affect my mind. So what's going on in my mind can affect my heart.
How I've always thought about it, and I could be completely wrong in this, is that the heart's magnetic field is stronger than the brain because it's pumping all the blood, which iron is in blood. So I always thought it had some connection to that, but I don't know if that's true or not. That's just how I've always thought of it.
For sure. But there are electrical signals that are very, very powerful that run that band. Of course, now we saw the SA node, the sinoatrial node and the atrioventricular node, these nodes of nerves that have big sparks. I mean, that's why we can read EKG. We put it right on the heart, and it can read those electrical signals. So some of this, like, this isn't really like groundbreaking. I mean, the whole spiral thing of the heart being one band is pretty crazy.
It's a pretty
crazy.
Big.
But all of this, like,
change.
I say this and it sounds crazy, but then you're like, actually, that makes a lot of sense. We know that the heart has a ton of electricity in it. But this is where it comes into play for me. Positive emotions create psychophysiological coherence in the heart's rhythms, which equal improved resilience, intuition, emotional balance, and overall health. I put Psalm 104, enter his gates with thanksgiving, and enter his courts with praise. People who are happy, they've studied, and traditionally they have habits of gratitude, taking responsibility, not worrying about things that are outside of their control, right? Happiness is not our main object, right? Holiness is. But there's so much of the Bible that Jesus, when he was talking to his disciples or the people around him, where he's like, why are you worried? Why do you worry about that? Don't be afraid. How many times is the phrase "do not fear" in the Bible? So many times. Negative emotions produce erratic, incoherent heart rhythm patterns which disrupt physiological harmony and cognitive function. Again, some of this now sounds just kind of like, well, duh. But it is a good reminder because it is so easy for us to get in this flow and allow these sort of, if you will, the polarity of our heart to get flipped to the world, to get flipped to the negative. Ralph, I can't believe you brought up looking at the news and getting down, because that is exactly what I'm talking about. I woke up yesterday to the fact that we had bombed Iran, and I just was so bummed. I hate everything. Everything is just fake and gay and dumb. And it just, my neighbor came over yesterday afternoon, and he was saying, like, everything we've been told for so long is just lies. So much is just lies. And he was just, I could tell he was burdened. But then at the end of it, he said, but it's just, I can't trust the only thing I can trust is that Jesus is real.
That's cool.
And this is a guy who I think has been really working to get his faith dialed, to come back to Jesus over the last few years. And I just loved that. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of negative energy. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of evil. It seems to be that most of our government is made up of satanic pedophiles.
Mm-hmm.
But Jesus is real. And the more I dwell on that evil stuff, the more my heart does this, right?
I think that there's more to the. I can't remember exactly what you said, but it positivity, the thankfulness, the
gratitude.
The gratitude.
Yes, sir.
Is far more important than what's going on around you, because there are people in life who have, compared to other people who are struggling, who have such negative emotions because they're focused on the negative aspects. There are people with terrible things that they are dealing with that are so much more positive,
joyful,
because they are focused on
Well,
what they can be thankful.
they're not focused on themselves. When you become focused on yourself, everybody's out to get you.
There's yes, and I think you mean myopia, when you're only seeing yourself. I do think that there's value in introspection and seeing how can I improve for God. But when you're focused on yourself and what you can get, looking out for only number one, then that you're gonna be toxic, because the world is not gonna treat you that way. No. It just doesn't work that way. Electromagnetic field of the heart. I don't think that these are actual representations, but I think it's just the idea. Right? This is the idea. Our thoughts and emotions affect the heart's magnetic field, which energetically affects those in our environment, whether or not we are conscious of it. I remember hearing a story, Ralph, and you probably remember his name, but there's a young man that I met at Handicamp who was nonverbal, who accepted Christ as his Lord and Savior. And when he went home from Handicamp, he witnessed to his parents without words.
Actually, it was Sunday school. That was Michael. He just passed away.
He witnessed to his mother without words.
Right.
This has to have something. This has to have a possible play in that.
Mm.
You know what I mean? A person.
She could look at him, and he'd make some noises, and then she would tell me what he had said. And she knew things like I had left the light on in the room because I had a blind child in there. And I'd turn out the lights and the lights would come back on. I'd wake up and the lights were on the room. I'm like, this is crazy. Well, I go to visit them and she says, Michael tells me that you had problems with the lights in the room. What? You know, what in the world's going on? But yes, it's just an amazing.
I do not know what to say about this. I'm not going to say we should all wear magnets around our wrists or, crystals or things like that, right? That's not where I'm going. Please don't think that that's where I'm going. All I'm trying to say is like this stuff, we don't know fully how it works, so a lot of times we just don't think about it. The heart's just a pump. It's not. It's not just a pump.
You've done a fabulous job, Nathan.
It's not just a pump.
Yep.
When my dad had his stroke, the power went out in our house. I know people who can walk up to a computer, and as soon as they come near the computer, it stops working, right? How we interact with electronics, you probably know, you guys with the radio stuff, you probably have seen some crazy things. People acting weird during moon phases, all that kind of stuff. How we are affected by nature, how we affect nature, how we affect each other, the pulses between us are not stuff that we should just wipe under the table. But even more importantly is the power that Christ has to change everything when he is in our heart, And then you have, all the electromagnetic fields that we are around all the time. There's a very interesting anecdote that's being studied right now, and that is that the San Francisco 49ers are the most injured football team of all time. Did you know this?
No.
Consistently. Their practice, whatever it's called, their practice field is right across the street from a major power grid center.
Good. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they're studying this. And they're studying maybe huge polarity generating areas right where people are exercising is not a great idea. Maybe that does have an effect on us. We're done. We're done with the craziness. Crazy guy stuff, okay? I just want to put that in there that at some point it behooves us to be still and know that he is God. And when I say be still, be away from electronics, the constant barrage of data, of information, our phones.
I'm just thinking,
No, Nathan.
Oh.
You
know what I mean?
This is what I'm going through right now.
I mean, I put this thing up about for hours every day. Right? Mm-hmm. That light. I gotta get glasses now because that light is burning my retinas. You know what I mean? What you got?
I was just going to tell you something funny yesterday. I had somebody stop by to pick up a book that they had loaned me. And it was yesterday morning. And then they were like, oh, by the way, I'm sure you saw that we bombed Iran or whatever. And I said, well, no, actually I didn't because I off the news and off social media until Easter. And they said, well, that's about the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, my goodness.
They actually said that. And I said, well, no, I don't think so, because God must have thought it was important that I knew that, because you told me, and I'm just not stressed out about it like I would have been if I'd have read it in the news.
I am not going Roy Marshall on everybody here, by any means.
Oh, that did come to mind.
But I am going to use a Roy Marshall quote of something that he said to me that I took very, very seriously. And he said, I know you got to use that phone. I know, I get it. I get other people are there. I'm not expecting everybody to make the jump that I've made. He said, but I implore you to do two things. One, when you go into that sacred place where you pray, don't take that stuff with you. And two, he said, I do not repeat bad news. because, and I don't think that maybe he's not going down this whole road, but it's tied in. The constant barrage. I have a great meme, and it's this caveman, and it says, "Sorry, I didn't text you back right away. I'm operating with a brain. I'm trying to process a 24/7 barrage of information with a brain that's designed to eat berries in a cave." In the same way that McDonald's, our bodies are not designed for McDonald's.
No, it'll kill you.
It's delicious. Let me get it. A McGriddle. Those McGriddles are so good. Once a year.
Their pork
Once a year.
Their pork sandwiches are great.
So some of it's so good, and then you feel like you want to die afterwards. Like that's just our body is not designed for that. Our body is not designed even for this TV and all that. Like it's like our body is really not. Our body is designed. You can see people's brain waves. They study it. Like you look at a tree, and your brain starts to like go, ah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a massage.
I feel it.
Right? Some of the most relaxed people I know spend most of their time in the woods. So, just something to think about as it pertains to our heart, our electromagnetic fields, and that is a part of our body. That field is a part of our body. We should take care of that. We should be good stewards of it. Because as we interact with each other, we affect each other. Can you guys help me with these? Would somebody grab Philippians 4:4-9?
I'll get Proverbs.
And then Proverbs is a repeat, but it bears repeating.
Who's getting Philippians?
I got it.
Okay.
4:4-9. Rejoice in the Lord always.
Amen.
Again, I say rejoice.
Mm-hmm.
Let your reasonableness be known to everyone. The Lord is at hand. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus.
Hearts and minds.
Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. What you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, practice these things, and the God of peace will be with you.
Can you read Proverbs 4:23?
Keep thy heart with all diligence.
Sorry. For
out of it, keep thy heart with all diligence.
For out of it are
Issues of life.
the issues of life.
The issues. I mean, that you can see that idea when you see that picture, that electromagnetic field, like the issues. I mean, it issues forth your blood all into your body as well. But that energy, we are like power plants. The capacity that we have to do good in the world is literally radiating off of us. That's how God made us. If we radiate positivity, if we radiate good, people are going to be like, what is, like, they will know you are Christians by your love one for another. What is up with you? Diffusing the gospel of grace. What is that verse? It talks about people basically smelling like Jesus.
Oh. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
I
about?
do know what you're talking about.
There goes Miles.
Like, you know, people who just radiate. They radiate Jesus.
Fragrance.
Yes.
It's under
Sweet fragrance.
Now, fragrance is obviously different, but
But
Has a meaning.
your
We're
mom,
not talking
your
about
mom might be
incense.
able to tell you. It's Old Testament.
Mom, diffusing the fragrance of Christ. What is that?
That's
2 Corinthians
2 Corinthians. Nice.
2:15. For we are the aroma of Christ to God among those who are being saved and among those who are perishing. To one a fragrance from death to death, to the other a fragrance from life to life, who is sufficient for these things.
Fragrance is obviously different than electromagnetic field, but it definitely gives you like this sort of, like you think about Pigpen from the, like this sort of surrounding aura.
2 Corinthians, what line? Oh, good.
2:15.
Yes.
Wednesday at prayer breakfast, one of the guys gave a skit about a kid facing their teacher that was making fun of the idea of God. And he made the comment, why is there evil in the world? And the skit went and said, evil, basically, is the absence of God. Just like there is no such thing as a dark light, or there's such a thing as absolute zero, because absolute zero, you can't create absolute zero, you have to remove heat.
This is perfect segue, right?
Well, and you're talking about this, the absence of electricity, absence of industry is death.
Heart of stone.
Yeah, nothing.
Heart of stone, and that is where the heart is deceitfully wicked. Because if this same concept has no Christ, is not redeemed, what a horrible, horrible device it is, radiating out that whatever negative energy. I hate to even use the word energy because it's been co-opted by the whole New Age movement. And that's what I didn't want you guys to think I was going with this. This is not New Age. This is God created this way, right? All right, so I'm going to read Matthew 15, 1 through 20, and we're going to see this angle, this side of things. Then Pharisees, right, of course, heart of stone, and scribes came to Jesus from Jerusalem and said, why do your disciples break the traditions of the elders? For they do not wash their hands when they eat. He answered them, and why do you break the commandment of God for the sake of your tradition? For God commanded, honor your father and mother, and whoever reviles father and mother must surely die. But you say, if anyone tells his father and mother, what you would have gained from me is given to God, he need not honor his father. For the sake of your tradition, you have made void the word of God. Now, I believe we went over this with my dad in Mark. I believe this story is also told in Mark. You hypocrites! Well did Isaiah prophesy of you when he said, this people honors me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. In vain do they worship me, teaching as doctrines the commandments of men. And he called the people to him and said to them, hear and understand, it is not what goes into the mouth that defiles a person, but what comes out of the mouth. This defiles a person. Then the disciples came and said to him, do you know that the Pharisees were offended when they heard this saying? He answered them, every plant that my heavenly Father has not planted will be rooted up. Let them alone. They are blind guides. And if the blind lead the blind, both fall into a pit. But Peter said to him, explain the parable to us. And he said, are you also still without understanding? Do you not see that whatever goes into the mouth passes into the stomach and is expelled? But what comes out of the mouth proceeds from the heart. And this defiles a person. For out of the heart come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, sexual immorality, theft, false witness, slander. These are what defile a person. But to eat with unwashed hands does not defile anyone. Priorities. Shift of perspective. I'm going to end with this, because what I just read, the things that defile a person, describes just about every aspect of my generation in this country. Sexual immorality, theft. And it's enough to make a person despair. My lovely neighbor, older guy, yesterday sat down next to me and he said, Nathan, I don't know how younger couples are doing it. I don't know how you guys are doing it. I don't know how you're making it. I feel for you guys so much if you guys ever need anything. He was burdened. He was burdened because of the way the world is for young people. I'm not young, but you know what I mean. People bringing up kids.
I think he's young.
He was burdened for the garbage that we're having to wade through. And I said, Donnie, it's a wing and a prayer. And sometimes the wing ain't got no feathers. So it's just the prayers. But this has been a verse that has been very, very comforting to me. And so I'm going to read John 16. This is right before the high priestly prayer. I have said all these things to you to keep you from falling away. They will put you out of the synagogues. Indeed, the hour is coming when whoever kills you will think he's offering service to God. And they will do these things because they have not known the Father nor me. But I have said these things to you that when their hour comes, you may remember that I told them to you. I did not say these things to you from the beginning because I was with you. But now I am going to him who sent me. And none of you asks me, where are you going? Because I have said these things to you, sorrow has filled your heart. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is to your advantage that I go away. For if I do not go away, the Helper will not come to you. But if I go, I will send him to you. When he comes, he will convict the world concerning sin and righteousness and judgment concerning sin, because they do not believe in me. Concerning righteousness, because I go to the Father, and you will see me no longer. Concerning judgment, because the ruler of this world is judged. I still have many things to say to you, but you cannot bear them now. When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all the truth, for he will not speak on his own authority, but whatever he hears, he will speak. And he will declare to you the things that are to come. He will glorify me, for he will take what is mine and declare it to you. All that the Father has is mine. Therefore I said that he will take what is mine and declare it to you. A little while and you will see me no longer, and yet again a little while and you will see me. So some of his disciples said to one another, what is this that he says to us? A little while and you will not see me, and again a little while and you will see me. And because I am going to the Father. So they were saying, what does this mean by a little while? We do not know what he's talking about. Jesus knew that they wanted to ask him, so he said to them, is this what you're asking yourselves? What I meant by saying, a little while and you will not see me, and again a little while and you will see me? Truly, truly, I say to you, you weep and lament, but the world will rejoice. You will be sorrowful, but your sorrow will turn to joy. When a woman is giving birth, she has sorrow because her hour has come, but when she has delivered the baby, she no longer remembers the anguish, for joy that a human being has been born into the world. So also you have sorrow now, but I will see you again, and your hearts will rejoice, and no one will take your joy from you. In that day you will ask nothing of me. Truly, truly, I say to you, whatever you ask of the Father in my name, he will give it to you. Until now you have asked nothing in my name. Ask and you will receive, that your joy may be full. I have said these things to you in figures of speech. The hour is coming when I will no longer speak to you in figures of speech, but I will tell you plainly about the Father. And that day you will ask in my name, and I do not say to you that I will ask the Father on your behalf, for the Father himself loves you, because you have loved me and have believed that I came from God. I came from the Father and have come into the world, and now I am leaving the world and going to the Father. His disciples said, now you're speaking plainly and not using figurative speech. Now we know that you know all things and do not need anyone to question you. This is why we believe that you came from God. Jesus answered them, do you now believe? Behold, the hour is coming. Indeed, it has come when you will be scattered, each to his own home, and will leave me alone. Yet I am not alone, for the Father is with me. I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart. I have overcome the world.
You brought so much. My brain's about to explode. So.
Could be messy.
Well, I know, but when I saw the Fibonacci in the heart, I'm thinking, how come I've never seen that before?
Because that's not the way we look at the heart.
Yes, but wow, I mean, man, unbelievable.
But that band theory is something that
Everybody, there's a couple people in here who have had surgeries on their hearts.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot of my patients mention in the past that after they have a surgery of their heart, sometimes their emotions feel very
I've never heard
different.
anybody not say that. I can't watch Lassie. I'm yelling at Timmy. Don't do it, Timmy. Don't. But that's open heart surgery when they crack you open. I don't know. I haven't heard it from people who've had stents and things.
I've had a stent, and yeah,
Really?
I can been in, more emotion and stuff.
Feels like something's been tooled with.
Yeah, and
I know that
it's crazy.
Mr. Galladay, Shirley Galladay's husband, had a heart attack and died many, many years ago. That he refused to have heart surgery because of the changes that he saw in Ralph's dad and a couple of other guys at church. He was like, not doing it. So he just had his heart attack and went to see Jesus early.
I remember when Granddaddy had that valve replaced. My granddaddy, he was struggling real hard with some wounds and stuff from the surgery. And as soon as he had that valve replaced, the wounds just sealed up like nobody's business, like magically healed up. Now, you could potentially say that, well, it's just because you're getting better blood flow, too.
Right.
Which is I think that's a good point. Very good point. Yeah. Thank you all for enduring my schizophrenic rant.
Well, I mean, I remember Mr. What was his name? The old guy that used to fix my motors for me.
Wickham.
Mr. Wickham. No. Wickham is
Oh,
Woodstock.
Go ahead.
Anyway, he made the comment, that he was more emotional after, and I that's what I've not heard of people getting angry or that kind of thing, but just everything affects them more. Dad said that, and I know it does me.
Mm-hmm.
It affects them more because they're more sensitive.
Yeah. So I don't
But
think it's
now this
necessarily-
is just crazy. I mean, all this. Turn the other picture, the picture of the heart from the that is just goodness. I remember Carolyn. There was a video made, and she pointed out the Fibonacci in a pine cone. That is, you can see it in the stars, you can see it in seashells, you can see it everywhere. But I didn't know it was in the heart. Unbelievable.
Mom, you want to come look at this?
Another evidence of God's creation.
I don't think you were in here for this, but this is a picture of like the commonly taught, these 4 chambers of the heart, squish, 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 like a motor type of thing. But in reality, after this guy, Francisco Guasapi or whatever, something like that. That's actually what the heart is. It's one long band of muscle that's looped and then figure 8 twisted. Which means the current of impulse that goes through it, electrical impulse that goes through it, is all in one.
Right.
It's like it's right there.
Yeah, it's a complete.
It's like 2 figure 8s right next to each other. And so you have electrical current going through that just to create the vortices that shoots the.
What were you going to say, Charlie?
It reminds me of a peristaltic pump,
Yes.
a tube, and
Wow.
Yep.
I'll show the other picture.
And then this is from the cross section from the top down. That it really does make a spiral.
Yeah.
And so the implications there are that potentially the theory is that the blood is sent with a spin
Yeah.
to the body, which of course theoretically reduces the surface tension to allow blood to go so quickly through the body. That spinning, then the blood has charge, the band of muscle has charge.
Mhm.
So you have this like insane amount of like, well,
I was thinking of
Yeah.
electricity with the.
yeah.
I wonder how many Henrys and microhenries
So
that
then
is.
you get something.
Hello,
basically
Charlie.
It's like an electromagnetic field.
Cool.
And so, even this aside, the idea of the heart being this energy center, and it affects your brain. It actually communicates more with your brain than your brain
I've got a
does.
circuit
to it.
tester I'm going to put up against my heart.
There's a whole other thing you can go to
I mean,
with
It,
grounding.
it picks up any amount of
Right, I
electricity.
didn't mention that, but we did talk about like just, I mean, this, you know, the effects of all this stuff versus being outside. There's a lot of like pretty decent study done on barefoot on the ground,
Grounding, that's what they call it.
just touching your feet or your hands or anything to the ground or a tree or different things. Like, unfortunately, the tree huggers had some. They had some. They were actually. I hate to say it, but they were actually onto something. But it's more so the idea of touching God's earth, as
What-
opposed to with having rubber, which is insulatory.
Carry a ground rod with you.
What's that?
You can't drag a ground rod.
Drag a
with
ground rod with you, yeah. Or I mean, but even sitting on the ground, you know, like sitting on the ground, touching nature, being restored. That's why I think so many people find the beach relaxing, because you're barefoot, touching the ground, electrically grounded. The salt water has a polarity that helps restore your electricity in your body. Again, this all starts sounding like really like woo-woo new age. I
Well,
don't
what
mean-
frequency is the human body?
That's a really good question.
It sounds like something from Star Trek, but I
Go, Miles,
I
go.
want to try. I don't know.
Because where does it fit in the frequency range?
Hook yourself up to a freak counter and see.
I'm thinking I've got a chart at home that goes from really 0 all the way up to, you know, gigs of hertz or whatever it is.
Do you know that there's like a very common, this gets very, again, tinfoil, and tinfoil is funny because it's designed to protect you from these frequencies, but I have a friend who's a big time conspiracy theorist, and he says that truly, this isn't a theory, that different music is recorded at different frequencies,
Mhm.
and that there are frequencies that are much more palatable to your body because they're more resonant, and that at some point they decided, well, they're gonna do all music at a different frequency because it's more an irritant.
It makes you sick,
And it
yeah.
makes you feel something else other than calm and placid.
My listen again business. Had a lady came in, brought me some CDs, wanted me to record them for her. They were just frequencies,
Yes.
and they were supposed to heal different diseases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what Miles is
I
finding.
found between 4 and 200. 200 is the maxilla. I don't know what that is.
Talking about
These are
frequencies
specific
now?
Organs. The head is between 20 to 40. The spinal column is 8. Chest wall 60. Abdominal, shoulders, and lungs are 4 to 8. Heads and arms 20 to 70. Ocular globe 60 to 90. And maxilla,
That's your jaw.
MAXI, 100 to 200.
But it's all in the lower range.
It's all
Now,
Ultra
just so
low
you-
range.
Just the heart frequency often refers to the 639 hertz, which is associated with the heart. CHAKRA,
Chakra.
Chakra.
Yeah.
and
that's
is
what I was
used
talking
for
about.
relaxing and emotional healing.
That was a study from 2006. So.
But see, like this is kind of like meditation.
Mhm.
Like
But so
a
it'd
lot of
still
this
be
kind of
way
got
down
like
there.
baby in the bathwater. Like we've done this from Christianity. Like there's like a baby in the bathwater. Like we don't want to go anywhere near any of this new age garbage. So like we haven't, like this kind of stuff is what new age stuff start talking about a lot. Anyway, I don't want to go there either because some of that stuff's intolerable. What you got, Mom?
Another woo-woo thing. But there have been, herbal medicine medicine has taken has been put in the camp with everybody that's Wiccan and
Right.
all
Mhm.
that stuff. And I see it a lot in what I'm looking at because people don't look to God; they look to the plants. They worship the plants. They
Thank the
all that
plants.
stuff.
Yeah.
So setting that aside and realizing God created the earth, created plants. We're talking about, magnetic,
Yeah.
fields and frequencies and stuff. God made the whole world to have that.
And
The whole
God-
world's nothing but vibrations
so
anyway.
God spoke.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's
Vibration.
a vibration.
It's all vibration.
Ooh,
But
amen.
in my studies of things, I found it really interesting that plants have their own vibration rate.
Yep.
And so you take that fact and you look at this essential oil or this plant that's supposed to be good for this thing, and the theory is that they have a vibration
A resonance.
that matches whatever part of your body they're good for.
Yeah.
Like there's actually like a mathematical theory about the healing ability of plants and stuff. Anyway, so I'll just throw that out there as interest.
Reminds me of the Randy Stonehill song, "Everything You Know Is Incorrect."
And we got any prayer requests?